What is happening, YouTube? It's Mr. Chillout here with a little first play of the highly anticipated For Honor, which hits the shops on Tuesday. Now, I didn't play the first beta, but I got around to playing it this time, and I thought I'd go through some of the features, how it plays, and what I'd like to see in the game in general when it releases in full. So without further ado, hit the intro. With AAA games recording massively low sales, it's about time for a shake-up in the market. And rather than a rehash of an old franchise, it seems that Ubisoft have gone down that route and they're trying something a little bit different. Now, we all know that Ubisoft are no strangers to the old style of fighting with swords and axes, thanks to its Assassin's Creed series, which being one of its best and top sellers, they've got that fighting style pretty well nailed in that sense. But even that has felt the wrath of the stagnant franchise that most of these top flight games are feeling as of late. So how have Ubisoft tried to combat this? Well, they got Vikings, Knights and Samurais, and in a nutshell, put into a third person mode, and they've made it a player versus player game with some aspects of AI mixed into the fold as well. It's a little bit like The Division meets Assassin's Creed with a whole new combat system to go with it. The graphics are great and very nice on the eye, even the gruesome bits. So within the game you have 3 factions to choose from. I only played as a samurai just because I was on limited time, but you also have the Vikings and the Knights. In the beta, the one I played, there are 3 heroes in each faction to choose from, and each give you different perks from health to strength or speed. You have the all-rounders of each faction, the Warden, the Raider and the Kensai. Probably just butchered that. The more heavy hitters, the Conqueror, the Warlord and the Nobushi, and the faster agile heroes, the Peacekeeper, the Berserker and the Orochi. Once again, I probably butchered that one, but Japanese is not exactly my forte. Now, I'm hoping that in the full game there'll be a lot more heroes to choose from, a massive variety of playstyles, so you can find the best one that suits you. And seeing some of the videos from the first beta, there were classes that were left out of this one. Obviously they're just trying to balance it before the game releases. Now let's get down to the game types and how it all mixes in. So you have the duel, which is either a 1v1 or a 2v2 in an arena style, which I played a lot of and it was so much fun. I can see this being a massive part of the online segment and creating so many bragging rights between friends and foes alike. It is very tactical. You have to watch your opponent to see how they're moving, what they're doing, and even their playstyle with their given character. Now at the beginning I got caught out a few times with like these non-blockable moves that I didn't know about, and I lost down a few rounds because of it. But once you start to pick up what enemies can do what, it'll be a good game type. Now the next game type is the classic deathmatch, which puts teams against each other and allows revivals and on the field bonuses, which include a strength boost, a defense boost, health and a speed boost. This game type is great fun when people actually play it, and I mean when you have a 2-on-1 it's like the hardest game in the world. But about 20 minutes into playing this game I started to see a massive pattern occur where players just ran around the map and they didn't fight, they just basically trolled everyone. So I think Ubisoft need to balance that a little bit better so that it just doesn't make it a frustrating game type, because when it's played right it's really good fun. And the final game type is Dominion, which is For Honor's version of a domination. In this game type, this is where you have the AI. They can be very annoying when you've got a hero mixed into it. They can distract you enough so that the enemy can get a good hit on you and you're going to go down a lot quicker. Out of all of the game types that I played, this was one of the most sociable ones, and it was a lot of fun just to go into a battle with other teammates and have like a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-2. With the AI, it made it very interesting. It'd be nice to see how they can change these game styles to make more playlists in the full game. Like most games these days, there are always customization options for your characters involved within the game, and For Honor, being Ubisoft, is no different here. There are loads of options to choose from, even in the beta, so I can only imagine what it's going to be like in the full game. You can choose your armor to suit your playstyle, even change parts of your weapons to help you become stronger in certain areas. It's a little bit like the setup of The Division, where certain armors were made for certain playstyles. so you could build your character to your strengths. And you can also even change executions, which is quite a nice little touch, and even your taunts. So you can have different taunts just to annoy people, which is quite cool. But I'm just hoping that this doesn't make For Honor a grindy kind of game where casual players are ultimately always outgunned, making the population drop very quickly and making the game annoying to play if you just want to do it casually. A bit like the Division at the very beginning. I mean, I put in quite a few hours to that, got good guns, and you could just go into the dark zone and troll. And I'm just hoping that this sort of game doesn't go down that route. You also have a sort of season aspect within the game, which revolves around the faction you choose at the beginning, and this is reset every few months. And when it does, depending on how your faction stats are in terms of how many games you won, lost, and how close you are, things like that, you get rewards in the form of armour, weapons, and aesthetic pieces. Just another bonus to actually taking part in games. And I heard as well, this was cross-platform, so it takes into account if you chose a knight class, it would take into account the knights from the PS4, Xbox and PC version. So it'd be interesting to see how they can implement that and see if it will work or not, or if it's just a bit of a selling point. Now let's get down to the most important part of the whole game and what makes a game what it actually is, and that's the combat system, which I do really like. It has a lot of tactics involved in it, along with testing your reaction speed and situational awareness of all the other players. It's a simple system but very effective. It's basically you have the right analog to control your weapon position, so you have left, right or up. Depending on what your enemy does is how you defend against it. So if they go for a top chop, you have to make sure your right analog is in the up position to defend against it. So it does test your reaction speed. You also get a nice guard breaker technique where you smash them and they sort of daze up for a few seconds, giving you the chance to attack without them being able to defend. You also have unblockable attack. Before you start the game, or even in game, you can actually see what your move list is. So each hero has a different move list, and you can use that to the best of your ability as well. And you can also do like a dodge like to the side, which can also give you the upper hand. And then obviously you've got strong attacks, weak attacks, so you mix all that into one and you've got quite a good combat system. And it is still new, so they might even add in some other aspects to it. It sounds easy that all you've got to do is press the right analog in the right direction to defend, but actually a lot harder than it seems. And the first few one-on-ones I played, I got wrecked. I couldn't stand up to them, didn't know what was going on. So overall, in my opinion, this game looks great, it feels great, and it plays great. I will say one thing I found really annoying, like I said before, was players running around the map against me and 3 other teammates who were still alive, and they're the only ones left alive. You can't catch them, so you couldn't stop their stride, and they're just wasting your time and the clock's going down. They're not going to win, I mean, unless they're amazing. But I hope Ubisoft can fix this minor problem before release to make the team games a little bit more balanced and just ultimately a little bit more fun and in your face. Also, I would like to see more skill options on your players to make a wider variety of tactics overall. And also I noticed something when you go to the customization screen where the skills and all that are, there's actually a box which is missing something. I mean, I don't know if it was on the original beta or not, but there is obviously an option there. It'd be interesting to see what that's going to be. It'd be also quite cool to see maybe some sort of bonus weapon pickups on certain maps, or like an area that you have to sort of defend and attack. Like, I know they've got the colour skate things that you can close down on people, but it'd be interesting to see if they can implement, I don't know, like a bow, like a crossbow, like a stationary crossbow into the mix or something like that. You know, it could make it work well in Dominion. And I'm really hoping that, fingers crossed, it doesn't get hindered by this loot system style of game that a lot of games are taking at the minute. Like Division had it, Destiny also had it. Like at the beginning when you're going through the ranks, it's good fun, you know, you're getting all these good weapons or the rest of it. Once you get to the higher end of things, it just becomes a little bit grindy, and if you're a casual player, you basically just get shot off from every angle. So I'm just hoping that Ubisoft have sort of learnt a few things along the way, especially with Division recently, on how to do that. I mean, I did read an article about the amount of content and how they're going to release it, so it's quite nice that they've already put that into the schedule, and I've heard that a lot of it's going to be free as well, so that's quite a nice little touch. Well, that's all for this video. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully you've liked the video and it's given you a little insight into the game if you didn't get the chance of playing the beta. Like myself, I didn't get the chance of playing on the first time around, and now I'm waiting for this release, and I've only got a few days to wait, but it's gonna be pretty good, I think. If you've liked this video, don't forget to give it a massive thumb in. And also guys, what do you want to see in the finished game, or what are you looking forward to seeing? Why not leave a cheeky little comment below to let us all know, and also hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to keep up to date with all my new content, which will be including a lot of For Honor as soon as I get it, as of next week. And until next time, laters.